Okay, developer journal entry for project Pius. Name tentative, schedule tentative, because they are useless. Alrighty. What I would like to do is to program my own video game. I've done it twice already. They were pretty crummy. I have a hankering to do it again. The gimmick this time is I would like to do either an action RPG or an RPG utilizing the Christian mythos. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, for those who have not run away in terror, basics. I know this is a touchy subject, which is why I'm going to nip it in the bud now. Number one, this is not a tool for conversion, evangelization, annoying neighbors, or spanking the dog. This will teach you as much about theology as Grand Theft Auto is on being a drug lord or assassin or whatever you punk kids are doing these days. Second, there will be no there will be no discussion of actual theology, philosophy, or metaphysics. For example, blah 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 is true because blah 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 is not allowed. However, blah blah blah, can this be in the game as blah blah blah, is allowed. I know it's ambiguous, but it's kind of like the definition of pornography. I can't really define it, but I know when I see a bad post, and it will be removed expeditiously. Okay, basics. Why? This has been puttering around in my head for the past, probably 8 years. And more concentratively in the past 6 months? Yes. And, yeah, I just want to do it and play around. It's just, something is in my head that I can't get out of. And, I'm not too worried about it because other games have done it as well to more or less success. And hopefully this will emphasize that I'm going to make a game and use the mythos and not have the mythos and insert a game into it. Basically, I'm going to avoid the trap of licensing games, or try to. However, since I'm a bad person, programmer, commentator, blah blah blah, yeah, I don't need to worry about stuff. Now, I've been throwing around the word mythos and mythology, and what I mean by that is a world set with rules. For example, I could say Final Fantasy, and everybody thinks black mage, white mage, black belt, red wizard, fighter, summons, blah blah blah. Everybody understands it. While as I can say Kirby, and they know copy, so, and you know, electricity, and warp stars, and blah blah blah. I'm treating the Christian mythos as something I can actually play around with, and it'll be interesting to see what I come up with. And for those who are wondering, that is Ted Nugent in a stereotypical Japanese victory pose a la Mario RPG. This comes from the show Grimm's Fairy Tale Classics, which was displayed on Nickelodeon in the early 80s. The episode is called The Naughty Spirit, if you would like to search for it on YouTube. And this is a case in point of you just don't know what you will come up until you try. Yes, and Kingdom Hearts is a perfect example. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna try, oh my god, I want to be like Square Enix and do something awesome. Well, I do want to do something awesome, but I'm admitting the rules about, or at least maybe trying to convince you that it's not gonna be as bad as it is, because it's here they took the Disney characters, or the Disney mythos, and then they take Final Fantasy mythos. They create a new one with Kingdom Hearts. I want to do the same thing. I'm not actually into full world building, but that's what I'm going to have to do, actually. And, oh, here we go. In order for Kingdom Hearts to work, they had to create their own mechanics and stuff, and that's the same thing, or at least maybe that's why I want to do it with this mythos. And the one I came up with was a game that revolves around spirituality as abilities rather than a combination of magic and spirit. An example of people playing around with it would be Quest 64 and Secret of Evermore. In Quest 64, you basically had a game that has basically is like 99.9% magic. You have a melee attack, but basically the game is casting spells. In Secret of Evermore, they develop an alchemy system. It works exactly like magic, but the thing is you have to gather items and discover formulas that you can keep forever in order to use it. I'm not going to just shoehorn spirituality as magic, but actually try to develop a system and see what comes up, and hopefully it'll be fun and interesting. If not, it will preoccupy myself for the next maybe month, 2 months. Yeah, it's not going to be big. Maybe I'm overestimating. The thing is, I'm bored and I need something else to do besides video editing, because it's been about a year, and well, that's pretty long for me to do a hobby. I don't have ADD or anything, but you have to try new things to be on top of your game. Alrighty, and now for stuff I need to keep in the back of my mind throughout the project. First is, keep it simple, stupid. I'm already bogging myself down with various mechanics and charts. There are no charts yet, but there will be charts. And statistics and brainstormings, and most of that's going to be chopped off anyway, so no worries. Second is lessen more. I'm probably going to go for the retro feel, and basically, especially in the story and such, I'm going to keep it simple, in that the less I say, the less likely people are going to notice my mistakes. No. The less I say, the more the player is going to supplement with their own ideas, and that's going to be a lot better than anything I put out. Just as I did right then. So next point. Yes, the one that will confuse everybody. I would like to also do an RPG of where you have a lot of action. I believe Tales was the one that did it successfully, in that if you play it right, you can always do the special skills and spells without a problem. And also, when I do the stuff, I just don't want to do a Western style interpretation of it. It's going to be more traditional video game stuff. For example, summon Moses. I have no idea what that's going to do, but I'm pretty sure you have the idea of the scale I want it to entail. Alrighty, so until next time, if there is a next time, I'm Tiro, and have fun making games. See ya!